I was diagnosed at the pandemic period in year 2020. So this is my journey. In year 2020, one morning I woke up with my breast swollen and I thought it was actually nothing much. It was alarming, but nothing actually occurred to me that it could be breast cancer. So I called my GP, who actually told me, go to the nearest hospital. So I went to the nearest hospital to me. When the general surgeon actually saw me, he told me, you can actually remove it today. I got a shock, and I became my own doctor. I told him that just give me anti-swelling medication. Luckily, after 5 days, the swelling went off. But underneath my armpit here, there was a lump that is actually very visible and hard. I actually slept on it. I did not want to face reality because right before I found this lump, I was actually gotten off my job. So the last thing you want to know is anything serious, right? So month after month, about 3 months, not only that the lump was there, but I could feel it that it was growing. And then went through, my ultrasound, my mammogram, and then it was found to be cancer. So 2 weeks after that, I did my lumpectomy. So during the lumpectomy, I have to do sentinel biopsy, which is a blue ink to see whether it has spread to my lymph nodes, which it did. So out of 23 lymph nodes, 6 was with cancer. So it progressed to stage 3. But I have to say the most important part was when my doctor first saw me, my breast surgeon. She actually guided me to BCWA, introduced me to BCWA. Right after the surgery, the first person that I met was a long-time survivor in front of my bed. And she looked so normal. And I was so curious, that is she a survivor? How can she look so normal? So she told me she is a more than 10-year survivor. At that point, I felt that, oh, I can actually be like her. So I was actually more curious about her than to think about what I was actually going through. After the 7 months, I actually came back to BCWA and asked, how can I volunteer? And I found out that there are so many things that they do in BCWA that started my journey here as a volunteer. Before I was diagnosed, I was a workaholic, a happy one. Work was always on top of whatever I do in my life. When people say work-life balance, I talk about work-life alignment. I bring work into my life into work. After breast cancer, I felt that I don't change much in that perspective, but how can I do more to give back to society? So I still keep up my momentum, but I became more balanced. To know how to say full stop and is give a pause, to pace myself, but not slow myself down, but to balance what I do at work and to balance what I do at the NGO at BCWA, to balance my family too. So I think my perspective has changed to value what I have now, to value myself more and to value what I can actually contribute back to society.